Today, we're going to be talking about some tips for social media and marketing for your student organization. So it's important that you first think about what platforms or channels your organization already uses and why you tend to gravitate towards those types of social media. There are many different aspects and steps towards having a plan to make sure that you are having the most engagement on your social media platforms. It's important to think about the type of channel you're using, who you're targeting, the goal, the primary content type, the structure, the tone, how you're going to integrate this channel, what action you're looking for, and how often you're going to post. Overall, you want to make sure that you can answer questions like, why are you using this platform? Who will you reach? What type of posts work best on this platform? And how are your posts unique to this platform? So first off, I'm going to start with some general tips about using social media and marketing, and then we'll delve deeper into specific platforms. So first of all, you want to make sure that you get really good at using one platform. For example, that might be Twitter or Facebook. You want to have a loyal set of followers and then consider branching out to others so that you can engage different types of individuals and try to use different kinds of content. You want to make sure that you're consistent in how often you're posting and what you are posting. It's important that you interact with your audience. This means replying to any comments, replying to direct messages, liking comments, and asking questions. Try to not use the same content in different platforms. Try to change it up so that you're posting different things on Twitter and different things on Facebook and different things on Instagram. So if you do happen to have the same followers across these different channels, they're not getting bored of seeing the same content. It's also important that you try to consider using video content across different platforms. Studies have shown that using video actually helps with the most interaction from your followers. For example, you can consider making an IGTV, making YouTube videos, tweeting videos, going on Facebook Live or Instagram Live, or even uploading videos to Facebook. You can also consider creating your own hashtag to engage your followers in that way. Try to consider sharing behind-the-scenes content and doing a contest or a giveaway. So the first platform we'll talk about is Facebook. It's important that you know when to post on Facebook. There are actually certain times of day where the engagement is the highest for Facebook users. So from this graph, you can see that engagement seems to be the highest between 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. on weekdays. This changes every few months, so you want to make sure that you are staying up to date. You can also try to pull from current events. That means that if it's a certain time of year or there's a national holiday coming up or a type of event coming up, you want to make sure that you are addressing that in your post so you seem like you are posting relevant content. Make sure that you are changing up the type of posts that you have. Only 20% of what you post should be self-promotional. And as mentioned earlier, encourage replies. Ask questions on your Facebook posts, use charts to ask people if they would prefer this or that, or get them to tag some of their friends. The next platform is Instagram. There are actually two ways that you can engage your followers on Instagram, and one of them is by posting and the other one is updating your story. So for Instagram posts, studies have shown that photos with faces are actually 38% more likely to be liked and 32% more likely to be commented on. So rather than just posting generic pictures or custom images on your Instagram, consider posting photos of some of your members, of course, with their permission. And the other type of way to interact on Instagram is using Instagram stories. They require you to be active multiple times per day. It's also important that you share your actual Instagram posts on your story. The Instagram algorithm changes frequently and it can be hard to keep up with what these changes mean for you and your followers. If you share your posts on your story, that way the followers have a better chance of seeing your recent content. The next platform is Twitter. Try to use pictures when you're tweeting. It actually takes up more space when your followers are scrolling through their homepage. And you can actually add up to 4 pictures, which adds a visual appeal and something else to look at for your followers. Again, Twitter requires you to to be active multiple times a day, and this could mean liking tweets, retweeting tweets, quote retweeting, or also tweeting your own. Another interesting fact that I found was a tweet containing a video is 6 times more likely to be retweeted than a tweet with just a photo or text. So as you can see, a general theme is your followers seem to interact more with your content when you are using a video or a photo. The last 2 platforms I have are not as popular as the others, but definitely depending on your organization's needs, you might consider using these. So the first one is Pinterest. When you are posting something on Pinterest, such as a blog post, make sure that you are always including the title on your graphic. Even if somebody is scrolling through Pinterest and not reading any of the words, they can see what the blog post is about just by looking at the image. This is the same for when you are posting on Instagram. If someone were to share your post on their story, you want to make sure that the people watching their story can understand what the post is about without having to read the caption. And lastly, of course, the platform we're using today is YouTube. When you are using YouTube for your organization, try to include engaging titles. Some of the most common and popular phrases are using have the words of all time, must see, how to, and best of. It's also really important that you use custom thumbnails. And these thumbnails should look professional. They don't have to be fancy by any means. We actually use Canva, which is a free online tool, and they have the sizes and a lot of different types of templates to use for YouTube thumbnails. You might look into using playlists for organizations, so when someone lands on your channel page, they know exactly what they're looking for. And YouTube also allows you to do live streaming. So those are all of the tips that I have for social media and marketing, general tips as well as tips dependent on the platform that you're using. And I really hope that this was helpful for you and your organization.